Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is March 28th, 2019, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. We're going to write a lot of code today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to write a game today. And I'm already seeing it. Here's some of our friends coming in. Hey, look at the chat room filling up there. Hey, Rambling Geek and Gareth Hubble. Good afternoon to our friends there in the UK. Carrie's here. Hello. Heck. Look at the heck emote there. Love it. What mischief, says Svava? Oh, Svava, you know what kind of mischief we're going to get in because
I drink and I know things.
I do. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, Dev Lead.
Good afternoon. Thanks for supporting Black Girls Code this quarter. Great initiative. What will be next quarter, Zorg?
That's a really good question. I'm going to record that cheer, and we're gonna put that into our code here in just a little bit. Next quarter, we're going to support, and I'm setting up so we can make a nice donation to Black Girls Code when the final payments come out here from Twitch. In the next quarter, I am looking at supporting Vets Who Code. This is a group that supports veterans from war, people who participated in the military, people who, you know what, they went, they fought, they defended our freedoms, came back, and they need to learn a good skill set, a marketable skill set. So I think we're going to support Vets Who Code for the next quarter. That's what I'm looking at. Let me know what you think. Hey, Siva Mithu, good to see you. You added a space after the question mark. That's okay. Thank you for the resub, Mordecai. I appreciate that. And it didn't play it, but all right, thank you. It does sound like a great charity. I've done a little bit of research into them, and I'm very happy to see that. Hey, Brandon, happy Thursday. I've got my Twilio hat on here. Okay, quick story about the hat. Layla Porter, she's one of the folks that works over at Twilio. And make sure you check out Twilio. They make all the great communication stuff you can use from the web to reach out to folks' phones, text messages, you name it, different ways that you can reach out and communicate. And then coming back in, you can have folks dial into automated phone system software, thanks to the folks at Twilio. So I was talking to Layla Porter, and she said, we need to get you a Twilio hat. I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. You know, looks neat and all that. And we were supposed to meet up at Dev Intersection in Las Vegas this past December. One thing led to another. She wasn't able to make it to the event, and we didn't connect. She caught up with my friend. You might know who I'm going to mention here. Scott! At NDC London, and passed the hat off to him. And Scott made his way around Europe on a couple different locations and events that he went and spoke at, came back home, and then finally at MVP Summit, I met up with Scott, and he gave me the hat. Now, they tell me this is the hat that they gave out to the folks at Twilio to commemorate the IPO. So I feel very privileged, very fortunate to receive such a very cool hat. Thank you to the folks at Twilio. Best of luck on your business, and congratulations. It was a few months ago that IPO was. But all the best to them, and we might do some really cool stuff with them. What's on the shirt? I've got Aurelia today. Yeah, look at that. How many hats do I own? Lots. There's a stack of them over here. There's a rack behind me on the door with some more. I need to have a better way to hang them, but I can't hang them on the wall in front of me anymore because I started hanging acoustic paneling. So there's a thing. Hey, Maz, good to see you. So I'm slowly figuring out how I'm redecorating here. Oh my gosh.
Sounds like a great charity. Thumbs up.
Thank you, Devleet. I think it will be a good charity if we support Vets Who Code next quarter. Let's see here. Twilio is epic. Yes, indeed. Happy to be able to catch me live. Yeah, it has. So I'm sorry about Tuesday. Tuesday was just a messy day for me. We were able to make it happen. Fairy Wings, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Space Cat. Yeah, very cool stuff. And we'll make donations to Black Girls Code. This is the last, I think this is going to be this will be the second to last day that we collect subs and bits that we'll donate over there. Latte Mote is here. Hello, hello. I've got a fine collection of Stream Elements controls and widgets over there today. We've moved from mugs to caps. Yes. Oh my gosh, so much to update. Not the wall behind me for the hats. There's a wall over here and there's a wall in front of me over here that I was going to hang the hats on, but I'm putting acoustic paneling in here. Let me get around the horn here. So, all right, we finished with Twilio. Girls Who Code, second to last day we're collecting. You saw Fairy Wings pop in there. Tomorrow, we're going to continue a little bit of the work that we're starting today. We're going to take this bot that we're working on, and today we're going to add a giveaway feature to it to do a raffle. Folks that are in the chat room will be able to enter the raffle, and it'll randomly select somebody from that. But we're also going to use some CSS animations and music so we can build it in as an overlay that folks can use in OBS. Fairy Wings is going to join us tomorrow, and Fairy Wings is not a programmer. We're going to learn we're going to teach her a little bit about programming, and we're going to extend that bot a little bit, and we're going to add a feature in to do a cheer bar. Now, if you haven't checked out Fairy Wings' stream, you got to check it out. I'm going to throw a shout out in here. And she's amazing. She taught me a lot about what it means to grow a community and a culture of inclusiveness here on Twitch. And I can't thank her enough for that. But so tomorrow we're going to teach her how to write a little bit of code, how to write a little bit of C#, and we're going to build a cheer bar. Now, you may have seen in other streams there's a cheer bar. It's usually just a line that fills up, and that's nice. You get to see progress. Okay. Who's Fairy Wings? But Fairy Wings on her stream makes, oh my gosh. And see, it's not reading the sub. It's not reading the text to speech. 3 months, I am not myself. I think that's Auth0 Bobby. He just changed his name. What if 3 months were less important than the friends we made along the way? I kind of agree with you. Hey, good morning, JAF 1021. So the cheer bar for Fairy, because Fairy Wings makes chainmail jewelry. She literally bends steel with her mind. Okay, maybe not her mind, with a couple pairs of pliers. But we thought it'd be really cool if we took the concept of a cheer bar and we made it into a piece of chainmail jewelry like she makes. So we'll enhance that, and we'll also, because when you make chainmail jewelry, kind of having links and chains is kind of interesting. But what makes it really interesting is when you put gems in there. And when people cheer significant amounts, you see when the bits come through and they're a little bit larger, and you want to recognize that. We thought it might be neat, instead of just putting a link in, let's put a gem in there, so that it goes along and you can kind of recognize and see, oh, wow, there was a really big cheer right there. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to be extending where we're starting today, and I think it's going to be really fun. But this is going to lay a little bit of the groundwork for tomorrow. Easy for me to say. It happens sometimes, yes. Okay. A chainmail cap. Ooh. No, I don't think we can do that. That would be weird, and it would do weird things to my head. I don't have a Sith command. Sorry, that's over in Fairy Stream. We're trying to be PG here, and I know what you're trying to trigger. Let me get some music playing here in the background before we get too much further. You know what? Today for Twilio, I'm going to play Red. This is music from Carl Franklin's Music to Code By. It is possible. Ooh. I'm intrigued. This is music from Carl Franklin's Music to Code By. It's designed to get you in the groove, to get you focused on whatever it is that you might be working on. It helps to get you in that flow. And I think it's really groovy. It's almost hypnotic. Whether you're coding, you're doing your homework, or you're doing the chores around the house, You'll get really focused listening to this music. You can download, I think it's 18 songs right now, over at mtcb.pwop.com. Thank you, Carl, for letting us listen to your music here on stream. And make sure you check out the app also at musictoflowby.com. You like that one? All right. A lot more. Yeah, lots more rings, Space Cat. What do I class as PG, Jeff? I don't know. What do I consider PG, parental guidance? So here in the States, a PG rating is awarded when there's no swearing, there's no bullying, no violence, and there's what's the last word I'm looking for? No sex talk. So I don't have a PG. No, Space Cat. That's Tony's stream that the PG command works. No violence, says Fierce Kittens. Oh, Fierce Kittens is here. Yes, violence. Scott! Oh my gosh, and somebody ran the Scott at the same time as me. Thanks, Janesco. We need an orange hat for me. No, PG's not product. Hey, Santosh is here. Hello, hello. I want to make sure I also recognize JAF 1021 is here. For those of you that don't know, and I'm gonna unmask her for a second. That's Mama C Sharp Fritz. Every now and again, she likes to pop in and say hello. Good to be back. Oh my gosh! And if you didn't see, Santosh was with us on our community discussion stream that we had Thursday, a week ago, and the craziness that happened when we were there. Oh my gosh! Yes, no explicit content. That's right, Fierce Kittens.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Okay. Can we do that? So, Fire Knight is here. There we go. And I wanted to make sure who else. Somebody else said something here. Oh, about the caps. So, the subscriber icons. We've updated those, and they're now hats. We finished. Not we finished. I had a commission that was completed by Corgi Candy. Let me see if I can get to her website, and then I will show it. I just had it. Here. So we ordered emotes, and we ordered some new icons. There they are. Corgi Candy does amazing work. This stuff is beautiful that she made. And she put together the new hat icons that we have so that we can recognize those folks that are longtime supporters, longtime subscribers. And we have 6 new emotes in chat. Between Hype and the GitHub Octocat, a bunch of new interpretations of the .NET bot. And we're going to order more emotes from her because I've got more emote slots. It's going to be tremendous. There you go. There's the love bot from Space Cat. Thank you. I do need a PG command, yes, so folks know exactly what's going on there. Some mild swearing is allowed in PG in the UK. Yeah, no, I do not want swearing here in the stream, mostly because I want this to be an inclusive, friendly place that it's okay for kids to hang out and learn. We don't, as adults, as folks that are learned, and we're talking about and we're building technology together. There's no need to swear. There's no need to have any kind of sex talk or anything like that. Let's focus on this. You know a guy who does voiceover, Space Cat? Look at Fierce Kittens. Aw, heck.
Right.
Okay. I got to get my insults panel up here.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got so many sound effects. Last thing I want to call out before we move on. So big thanks to Corgi Candy. Amazing work that she's done there. I want to get a channel logo like this made, like you see here for Anzalite123. I want to get one of those made with our new bot. I think that'll be really, really cool. Completely agree. As much as my language might be colorful in the daily life, I refuse to allow it on my stream. If anything, I'm a little OTT on that. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I am not myself asks, where do I get my custom-made caps? There's a place right near me. It's called the Custom Embroidery Shop. I'll mention it. I live right near King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, and it's a giant shopping mall there, and they have a couple shops in there that do custom embroidery work, and I've got a custom hat coming for the Visual Studio stream next week. So it's a thing. It's a lot of fun. I go there frequently to get new hats made. Oh my gosh, Moz with the whole collection there. I like the new Clippy. The new Clippy with the new rainbow beard is it's kind of nice, right? Where is it? I don't have it open right now. If I open one of these, I have all of the emotes in a folder. Where is it? So we've upgraded the Clippy. Where'd it go? And there's also a new raid bot. Oh, you know what? I didn't deploy the raid bot. Ah, crumbs. I didn't deploy the raid bot. I'm going to do that real quick. Emotes. Maybe they'll approve it while we're going here. Because I wanted to use the same... Yeah. So I have a new raid bot right here. I'm going to deploy that to Twitch. There we go. And cool. So that should be coming along soon as they approve it. And for partners like me, they approve them quickly. So there's our new rainbow bearded Clippy. I think that beard looks a little bit easier to see. Right? This one right here. So definitely like that. Carrie can help Fierce Kittens not cuss at her cricket. Well, there you go. New emote approved today. That's cool. Your new hype emote. Very cool. Let's see here. Rainbow Beard Clippy sticker is now on the laptop. Nice, Santosh. So I made up a bunch of stickers based on the previous Rainbow Bearded Clippy, which was this one. And that's very cool. That's very nice. But in Twitch, because it's so tall, it's hard to see. So now he's there, and you can have fun with that. All right. And I like the new cool bot. They gave it Candy gave him a lot more eye space there, so you can see the sunglasses. Pretty cool. The 1 year emote now has a propeller on the cap. There's new subscriber slots also that we can have more hats on. So I'm probably going to order 4 more hat icons as well. All right. I need to also show we've admitted a bunch more folks to the Live Coders team. So, of course, Live Coders Home, this is where you can find out about all the folks that are coding live on Twitch that are great teachers. These are folks that are outgoing, that are kind, that are educational in what it is they're doing. And you can see folks like me there right now. I don't see that. We're up to 34 folks in the list now, including, we've added Kim Philpotts, but just recently, just over the evening, we added Pixelogic Dev, who's building mobile applications, Pseudo Kid, who's working in, I believe, Python. Gareth is now one of our live coders. Welcome, Gareth. Glad to have you on board. Where is it? There we go. And I'm very happy to announce we just added our first non-English speaking live coder. Kasukin is now with us, and Kasukin teaches a little bit about .NET and Azure in Italian, primarily. Very cool stuff. And yeah, I am not myself. That's, we'll connect there and do some more things around a vanitylivecoders.dev URL. So we're building out. There's lots more folks coming to the stream. I have folks at Microsoft that are saying, I want to be part of that. Anybody that wants to be part of this, The criteria is very simple, and if we can continue to build out and make this a kind, outgoing, educational community that helps to raise the next generation of developers, I am more than happy to admit, folks. So Carrie's here. She's a member of the team. Rambling Geek, of course. Gareth is a member of the team as well. Very simple requirements, and we are happy to cross-promote. And I'm working on some special things for Live Coders team members at TwitchCon. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. It's not going to be as cool as the creative suite that Fierce Kittens and Quiltoni and Fairy Wings will be hanging out at, but we're going to do something pretty cool. I've got things here. Is that, what is this? This is, okay, that was in the way. And what's something right here? What is this? I don't know what this is. Is that? What? Is that better? I had books on my shelf sticking out. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Is it okay to not accept Twitch affiliate status, but over 50 followers to join in the Live Coders team? It's Live Coders, not Liver Coders. Okay? Liver Coders do something else. If you're not going to accept affiliate status, I'm going to want to at least see, we're going to want to at least see some commitment to the duration that you're broadcasting, right? Part of the reason to use this affiliate as a criteria gate is there's a frequency and a commitment to streaming that we want to make sure is there before we add folks. Torn between Build and TwitchCon for my company paid conference this year, TwitchCon. If I may ask, what is my go-to for client-side libraries like jQuery or etc.? I've been trying to figure out what I should use for my project, but this seems like quite a big mess. So Kravitz is asking about kittens, cover your ears. Kravitz is asking about JavaScript. The book is still peeking out. No, it's not. No. Who? No, it's good. You can't. We're good there. It depends on how much you drink. Yes, there are reasons we cannot have more than one income in this country. Oh, I'm sorry. For the package manager, you got to use NPM. That's like de facto now. You got to use the Node package manager. But I would. See, I'm a proponent of a lot of the vanilla JavaScript stuff. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time and really go into some of these crazy things that some of these other libraries do. If I want to build something with a full SPA-like framework, I'm going Angular. I know folks are talking about Vue.js being a big thing. Yeah, there you go. I am not myself with the comment about Vue.js. And that's not bad. I'm not going to knock down Vue.js. I don't need all those things. That's just me. So, Live Coders now has a Twitter account, The Live Coders, and for the folks that are broadcasters, we'll make API keys available to the team so that folks can build integrations with the Twitter account. Blazor, Mordecai, you got a good one there. The stuff coming with WebAssembly, and now there's WebAssembly out of browser that's coming. It's going to be a very big deal. Very, very big deal. Corinthiana, I've been trying to get into coding, recently started a degree in computer science. Welcome. Very excited to not only have found me, but to know there's a whole team of coders. Yes! Check out the team. There's 34 of us there now. I want to get it to 50 by May 1st. And all kinds of folks, all different disciplines. You know what I didn't see on there? We just added Jitter Ted. I didn't see him in the list. He's our first Java-focused live coder. Yeah, I don't see him in the list. I need to go back and look at that. Like Electron, I don't know. I haven't read too far into it. It's something that the Firefox folks are working on. Nothing wrong with jQuery, but it's considered outdated. It's considered outdated, however, it's very small and allows you to, and if you're focused on just your HTML, works great. When you get into all the frameworks, you stop developing JavaScript and you start developing for those frameworks. So, yep, WebAssembly is a big deal. That's definitely coming, so you can write native code that compiles and runs there. So, let's get into our project today. The project that we're going to work on is actually something that happened. Lots of requests for React. Okay. Once again, React is owned and maintained by Facebook. They do a lot with that, and they've had some funny things that they've done around the licensing of it. So folks are a little wary now around React because of how Facebook has interacted with their community. Today we're going to work on, and I've open sourced, I'm making this available. This is a private repository, but I'm going to open source this right now and make it available for everybody. This is the Quiltoni PixelBot. So named after the young lady that I initially built this for. So our friend Quiltoni, you may know Quiltoni. She makes quilts, gee, go figure, with a name like Quiltoni. Did you think? But she makes quilts, and she has a currency on her stream called pixels. And she maintains those pixels in a GitHub spreadsheet. Not GitHub, Google spreadsheet. That's an interesting way to have a database for the muggles, for the non-technical folks, right? You need to keep track of something. Of course, you're going to put it in a spreadsheet, and Google spreadsheets are free and easy to use, and anybody can see them. So for a low-tech way to maintain a set of records without actually investing in a database, that's pretty good. That's pretty smart. But it became unwieldy after a while, and when folks would gift subscriptions, it was hard for moderators to keep track of all of them and then go update the spreadsheet. So I wrote a little bot here that uses the TwitchLib package to connect and listen inside of her stream, and when there's things that would award her virtual currency, subscriptions, gift subscriptions, and there's also raids. When she gets a raid, she awards her currency. But there's also giveaways that she does and awards currency. So we needed a way to add currency and for folks to see how many pixels or currency they had. Now, the really neat thing is on Quiltoni's stream, you can trade in some pixels, and she'll send you out some stickers or things like, and I've traded in some pixels, and she sent me a little dice bag like this one that has the Avengers on it. Look at that. It's got the Hulk on the back, all green, and you can see right through it. Anyways, right? Nice. It's a little bag, and I put my wireless microphone. It fits perfectly in the bag, and I didn't put this on yet. I'm not going to be able to change my voice if I don't put this on. And if for anybody that was hanging out in Tony's stream yesterday, this is the same wireless microphone that I acquired. Hello, is that working? I think it's working.
Let's make some mischief. Louder. Louder. More. That's better.
All right. There we go. Yeah, so Gareth is our first F# developer on the list. Let's see here. Isn't the point of Java that nothing major changes and every new feature must be binary backwards compatible? A little bit. That's one of the things with it. Yeah. Krasner is here. That's dope. Very dope. So anyways, so in Tony's stream you can trade in your pixels and you can get all kinds of tchotchkes and things that she'll send out to you as a way to say thanks for hanging out and being part of her stream. Well, And there's at the high end, you can trade in like 10,000 pixels, and she'll send you a full quilt, like a real quilt. Very, very cool stuff. So I built this initial bot, and you can go out and see it here. This is the GitHub address for it. Let me paste that into chat. There you go. And with the help of WiseCube, we built some features in to allow her to maintain this. And then we added some other features because they'd be fun. And we added a SignalR relay. So for those of you that don't know, SignalR is a way for us to have a live connection from a web server to a browser going the other way, right? Normally when you browse around the web, you're requesting things from the web server. Well, we want to turn things around and have the web server notify the browser when something happens. So we added Shopify integration. So there was an interesting thing that happened on Tony's stream. She recently set up a Shopify storefront, and we wanted to be able to post and have a cool little thing happen on video when she got a sale. So we receive a post with a new order piece of information from Shopify, verify that it came from Shopify. I've got a whole method here called verify header that will actually do the verification. Was it the appropriate Shopify topic? Is it from the domain that we expect? And then there's an encrypted header here that comes along with it. Let's decrypt that and make sure that it matches to verify it. So we take that, and if this all is appropriate, check this out. We reach out to SignalR in this method here, and we say an order was received. And I'll look at you in a second there, chat room. That order received bounces off of this SignalR hub, which is right here. Okay. And it's going to notify. I'm not actually doing anything in this one. It's listening here in this page. It's listening for this order received notification. So over here in the controller, let me scroll down and show you that again. Where'd it go? Scrolling too much. It's calling this order received method right here. Go to all the connected clients, call the order received command, and I'm handling it here inside this web page with a little bit of JavaScript. If we've already received this order, don't do anything with it. But if we haven't, record it, find the image here on this page, find this image on the page, show it, right? Append it to the page, and then play a cha-ching sound effect. And then it removes the image 3 seconds later, 3,000 milliseconds. That's 3 seconds. Okay? That's pretty cool. So it shows this real quick. Tony made a sale in animation, and then it goes away. Really neat. Let's see there. Wheelie Good Games. A friend of mine, Dee recommended my stream. Welcome, Wheelie Good Games. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Dee's amazing people. Make sure you visit and check out Dee Walsh on Twitter. The more you know. Okay. No, really, she's amazing. Totes my goats. Is SignalR specific to .NET, or is it available in other languages? SignalR is it's a .NET server-side technology. The clients can be built in all kinds of other languages. There's a Java client, there's a C++ client, JavaScript, .NET, bunch of different clients that you can use. There you go, DevLead with some of the answers there. So you build your server with .NET, and there's a great service, that you can use on Azure that will allow you to scale that out tremendously. Tens of thousands of clients you can have connected and notify them all as things happen. So if you want to build like a stock ticker, if you want to build scoreboard, right, reporting sports scores or whatever else that you need that live interaction with your browser or your clients, you can use Signal R4. But it's server-side, it's specific to .NET. It's very much in the same vein as Socket.io in the Node.js world. So this is what we do to get that animation to appear, and you may have seen it. It appeared last night on Quiltony's stream, and it's neat. Will 2 consecutive orders have the same ID? Asks Perixon. No, they won't. They'll have different IDs. But this way, if for some reason Shopify sends the same message twice, it'll ignore the second notification. So we only get that popping up once. So that's what we built. What we're running into... Oh, the ID. All right. Thanks so much, Corinthiana. And yeah, we're about to get into today's project. Well, the image will always have the same ID, but we're only ever going to show one image at a time. So what we're going to build, and what Tony ran into the other day, we still haven't fixed the one piece of this. One piece that we ran into is she actually had so many gifted subscriptions. It blew out. It overran the Google API limits. So we still need to fix that. Shopify webhooks resend the new order event if it didn't get a 200 response. Yes. Shopify is good like that. They want to make sure they get in. 200 is a okay. I acknowledge the interaction. That's what that status code means. Shopify is good like that. They want to make sure that you've acknowledged it properly and processed it properly. But we're going to move on from here, and we're going to fix and create at the same time a giveaway feature. So on the stream the other night, the giveaway tool that she was using actually overflowed, and it couldn't handle the amount of activity that came in. So we can make it better. We can make it stronger with the power of the cloud. Wheelie Good Games, do me a favor and yeah, drop me a tweet on that, and we'll talk about that. System Speech Lib. Yeah, that's not one that I typically use, but we'll get in and talk about that. So, let's build a raffle, a giveaway game that does something similar. I want to have this web user interface that occurs in the relay to pop up information in the animations that says, here's who won, the raffle's taking place, and to allow a little bit of integration with the bot that's listening in the chat room so that it can collect those people that want to enter the raffle. What do you think? That's not bad. That's pretty good. And you've seen me use this tool, Lash Tools. This is what Tony was using, and this uses Flash to run, but it broke. She's a very popular streamer with way too much activity. Way too much activity. We can make it better. We can improve it. We can answer Adobe Air wanting to update here. It's going to be amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm up to date. So, right, you've seen me use this. Right, so... yeah, load that. Right, if we just add all the viewers, right, it looks like this. And it's really loud. I'm not giving away a Stream Deck. Right? But this is really amazing and really cool. And I think we can replicate this in our app. I'm not giving away a Stream Deck. Yeah, update later. Right? So, really, really cool. And I think we can replicate that with a little HTML5. I know, I'm sorry. That was so loud. My bad. So I think we can replicate a lot of what this is doing, make it a little bit more customizable, and make it available for folks that want to use this bot. Now, This is just the first step with this bot. This bot is running locally, and I want to make it run in the cloud at some point. So I think we're going to slowly build out some features here, and then we'll move it to the cloud in a future stream. I'm so sorry, Svafa. My bad. That was terrible. I tried to
Do it live!
and unfortunately we got. Okay, there we go. So let's do this. Let's start adding this. Now we added the what was called the guess game. So there's a feature on her stream that we built where you guess how fast she's going to do something. And here's the guess game here. Right? And there's a command that goes with this so that the bot can handle and manage guesses as to how fast she's going to do something. And Brave Cobra introduced us to the stateless state machine. Right? This is using, it's called stateless. And this actually worked out really nicely when we saw how Brave Cobra built this. And he built a lot of this over on his stream. Now, hey, Kitty's Homestead, thank you so much for that sub. 3 months. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. Bad Mama Jama of 3 is here. Hello, hello. Good morning. So I think we should use this similar technique to build out the raffle command. So I'm just going to move this over here so I can reference that. So I've started allocating a series of objects to manage the state of the giveaway game. So when we think about the state of a giveaway game, let me open Notepad here. Let's take some quick notes. When running a giveaway, there's effectively 4 states, right? There's not running, open for entry, right? There's running the raffle, and then awarding the winner. Right? Those are the 4 states. So, how's it going there, Bad Mama Jama of 3? Great to see you. Now, when we think about these 4 states, open for entry is the only one really where anybody in chat can interact. Running the raffle is going to be triggered by the broadcaster. Okay, now it's time, and then we'll run that funny animation, maybe a sound effect to go with it, some music or something. Award sent. Okay, let's change this to award sent. Yeah. Let me know after you finish a cup of coffee. Nice. G Fuel for me. Today we're doing sour cherry. That's what it was I used. The bot will be a lot of fun. I agree, Kitty's Homestead. And I think we're going to give some customization, some things, and be able to do some neat things here. So I think when we think about these 4 states, the broadcaster, by default, we're going to enter in not running state. The broadcaster is going to say, all right, let's run a raffle. Maybe a moderator will open it for entry. But the broadcaster is going to control and say, okay, time to run the animation. And then when that's done, we'll notify and say, okay, here's who was won. Here's who has won. We'll announce that in chat, though the animation will do something, and maybe we trigger something else. Maybe we trigger the awarding of pixels automatically. The Brady Gastra had G Fuel on the ASP.NET Community Stand-Up. Awesome, Janesco. The Brady Gaster. Space Cat knows things. You think I should ask G Fuel for permission to make a G Fuel emote?
Wow.
That could be interesting. Maybe. So I'm going to take these states. So I actually have these states in an enum here, an enumeration. Not started, entry, selection, and reward. Okay? So that we can manage the states. Raffle status could perhaps be simpler, just idle, open, running, done. I'll rename this to idle. That's fine. Sure. Open. I can run with, let's call it running, and then reward is the actual, we're giving out the award, and after it issues the award announcement, flip back to idle. Is this where a whole new world starts playing in your head? Now stop it. Now cut that out, Space Cat. No, not at all. I no.
A nutless monkey can do your job.
Whoa, Len. All right, I'm getting on it, okay? Jeez. I
Do it!
I'm doing it. Now the song is in Wheelchair Sean's head. Oh, sorry. So there's triggers that will trigger these things. Configure, open, start, and reward. Now configure is actually, right, is going to allow us to configure different things about the game. Yeah, thanks, Space Cat.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
That's it. No more. I think there's the ability that we want to look at to configure and add features to this. Not just the name of what you're rewarding, but maybe there's configuration around the colors, around the music to play, how long the spinner goes around, right? And I'm thinking in the States here, I don't know if you see this in other countries, the Price is Right. They have the big wheel that they spin, and you want to spin that with a different force sometimes. Sometimes you want to spin it hard and have it go around a lot, and sometimes you want to spin it slow and have it end real quick. So closing the raffle or draw, yeah. So, so these are the different triggers that we're going to have around it. So I'm going to go over here to the game. And this is a state machine. And by default, right? So you create a state machine that has a state and has various triggers that it'll launch. And wow, that sentiment just crashed. What happened there? I think it's interpreting our states here and thinking they're unhappy. No, we're fine. We're fine. So I think we're okay with this. Now we need to configure the various states to the machine. Okay. So the machine, we're going to configure a state. So giveaway game state, idle, right? So let's configure what happens when it's idle. When we enter this state, we need to define an action. What method should actually be called? For version 2, could be cool with a 2-stage raffle, so the winner could start and stop a wheel to pick a prize. That'd be neat. That'd be pretty cool. Let's come back to that. That's a really neat idea. I'm going to park that idea here. Winner can trigger a second wheel to win a prize. And that's kind of like here in the States, Wheel of Fortune, right? They have a you know, at the end, you spin a wheel to select which prize you're going to win. Yeah. All right, I'm going to put some, before I get too far here, I'm going to put some cheer graffiti in. I've got to make sure I call out, well, gosh, Pseudo Kid, thank you for that sub for 2 months now. Pseudo Kid is I mentioned earlier, member of the Live Coders team. Thanks so much, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. We had a cheer, this was Sunday, from Fairy Wings. What day was Sunday? Sunday was the 24th. So let's update this. There we go. And we had a lot of cheer right there from Dev Lead. Right, and what day is today? 28th, that's right. There we go. All right. So, when we go into idle state, we need to specify, well, what action should we take? So I'm just going to define on idle, on game idle state. No, let's just call it on idle. Yeah. Okay. And what transitions? What can we do from here? You like the Octocat? Thank you, Pseudokit. Yeah, the rainbow bearded Octocat, the GitHub Octocat. See that? 100% sentiment for the Octocat. Right there. Look at that. Oh, thanks. Yeah. All right. So what transitions? Where can we go from idle? Do we have a help command that goes with this? Maybe? Maybe there's a help command? So internal transition, we then specify there's a trigger and then the action. Well, the trigger... All right. Giveaway game trigger, right? The trigger. Yeah, I need a trigger with parameters to define a help trigger. Let me add that up here. So I'm going to add a read-only state machine. Giveaway game state, giveaway game trigger. Right, this is a trigger with parameters. And I'm using the exact same logic that I have over here for the guess game. And I'm always going to pass in a chat command. I have chat commands defined over here. This is a bot command, actually. Oh, wait. No, I need the chat service. That's what it is. And then I'll need my new command for this, which is giveaway game. Giveaway game command. We'll build one of those. And then this will be, let's start with the set help trigger. All right, I need a giveaway game command, so let me add a command over here. What? There we go. Giveaway game command. Something that can handle and process what these things are. So this will be an ibot command, and we'll need to implement that interface. So now I have this command. All right. Yeah, kind of like a bat swing in a game. Yes. And Stelzy, you're right. That is what Java and .NET solved many, many years ago. But folks, for some reason, yeah, they want to reinvent the wheel. All right. How we doing on time? Good. Plenty of time. So I also need then a trigger for... Well, okay, this is help. So if I want to be able to say, okay, you need help with this, we're going to want to be able to transition using that trigger for help. So set help trigger. And we're going to want some sort of a command that says, okay, here, this is how you go do this. So let's generate a couple of these things. Karnak is not running. Here we go. So we're wiring up. When we're idle, right? So I'll generate an onIdle method. There it is. And I'll also generate an onHelp command. So that when we do call help, well, what exactly do you need to do here? What happens when we call help? Right? So the on help command is receiving this transition object. That's a lot of mess. So we need to specify. I want to pass in the other parameters here, this trigger with parameters. So I actually need to add a little bit of information about that. So let me add some information about the help trigger so that it'll pass in that information. I want to send in information about the chat service, and I need to send in information about the giveaway command, giveaway game command. Right, we're going to need to pass these things in, and I need a trigger now for help. Yeah, I know you can't. Generate that enum object. There we go. All right. So now the state machine knows that this thing has these parameters, and I need to pass in now a chat service. And this is how we're going to interact with Twitch when somebody calls help. And then I need to also pass in the command. So that's the giveaway game command. I'll just call it CMD. All right. I think we've just about got what we need here. So this transition, I'm going to rename that from to transition. Now, help should play the Beatles. No. We want to send information about what's going on in the current state of the game back to whoever it is that called help. Now, if you look at the guess time command, the command text is guess, but then you pass in a verb to go along with that, whatever that first argument is. For the guess game, it's open, reopen, help, close, whatever. So we're going to do something similar here with our guess game command. Not guess game. What did I call it? Not guess game. That's not what I want to call it. That's not right. No. Giveaway game. The giveaway game command over here. That should be in the commands folder. Let's move it over there. There it goes. And I'm going to change this to commands. All right. So now I have the giveaway game, and we're going to make the command text to start the giveaway game. Let's make it giveaway. So that'll start, and when somebody executes this, we'll figure out what to do here. Good morning, Perry. Now, if I'm mimicking the guess game, right? So I have guess game command and guess time command. I don't think... Is this actually referenced? 99 plus references. What? Oh my gosh.
Always a pleasure to watch you code.
Oh, thank you, Perry. This says 99 references. I don't think... Yeah, all right. I have guess time command and I have guess time command old. This guess time command is the one that's being used. And I need to kind of merge these two. So let's do this while I'm here. I'm going to grab these couple of cheers that are in here, roll them into this one. Game configuration. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, this is when I was trying to pivot back and forth and manage all of the state, and it was just a mess. So the old one I can get rid of now. Goodbye. Okay. So there's the guest time. And All of our tests are still good. I'm gonna put Perry's Cheer in over here in the giveaway game that we're working on. Perry at Digital Ox. There we go. Thanks so much, Perry. I really appreciate that, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. I feel like I should merge these two because they're not quite. All right, there we go. Yeah, so the guest time command and the guest game command. I feel like you know what? Didn't I put a thing at the bottom of this that actually converts between them? No. I thought I put something that converts between them. Oh, I did. It's over here. Haha. All right, that's okay. I'm not going to get wrapped up in that right now. Not what we're trying to fix. All right. So the giveaway command, we're going to have a giveaway, and then is going to be how you access this, how you trigger it in chat. And yep, that's fine. We added the help command over there. When we execute, if we compare it to the guest time command, we first check to see if there's any arguments, and then we decide what we're actually going to do. We need to pass in our state machine game and then some information about configuration. So let's add those to the command. As in the constructor. Let's see, giveaway game dot giveaway game, and we'll call this just game. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, configuration. Let me hold off on configuration just yet. I think there's some things we can do there. Maybe we'll figure out how to configure that, what configuration we need, and we'll add that. If we abide by the rules by Agile, Scrum, and that concept of Yagni. Let me turn on. There you go. Now you can see my other side. Right? The concepts of Yagni. You aren't gonna need it. I don't need configuration just yet. Let's build this out, and then we'll add configuration to pass around in a bit. And then I think we could start adding some coolness in there. And you'll notice I have the Test Explorer up. I should have my live unit testing turned on. Let's make sure we have that turned on, so that as I make changes, I make sure I don't break any of our existing functionality. So there we go. Oh my gosh. There's our friend Dee Dee Walsh tweeting about the... uh-oh, I broke something already. I broke a lot of some things. Crap. Dee Dee Walsh tweeting about we have a virtual attendee party Tuesday night after the Visual Studio launch. So that's a thing. What did I break over here? I broke a lot of things. We're still collecting failure details. No. Tell me now. Now. Well, okay, this probably failed because I deleted that thing. Roger Verhoeven, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. 5868. Yeah. No. Okay, so this was the old command that I built that we don't need anymore. Because we're not using it. So I can get rid of, this is base fixture. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, these commands all don't exist. Wait a sec. Let's see. Guess game should. Gameplay. What? This one. No, this is fine. Where did that come from? The tests down here, these are good. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. We can delete that. I love deleting code. These don't exist anymore, so I'm going to delete these, which means I can delete base fixture as well. Right, and I can delete this not started because the various states are being tested here and the various commands in the guess game. Rerun. Should work a little bit better now. Build succeeded this time. There we go. Everything works. Whew. Okay. So the commands that the bot is going to interact with, here I am over here with the giveaway game. And where this is going to lay the groundwork for tomorrow is we need to build this interaction between chat and the web relay so that it can interact back and forth. So that's absolutely going to be a thing that we need to maintain. That's going to be one of the next parts after we set up this first interactions with the commands. So we're going to receive a command object. We need to actually configure we're going to receive a game object. We need to configure the game. So where is it? Add singleton. Here we go. This is registering with our internal service locator. This allows us to define and say, hey, there's a thing called a giveaway game that you should know about. You should create and maintain the state of. And there's only ever one of these. Create one, manage it in memory, and give me one of those when I need it. Okay? So I'll go back over here to, not the guess game command, the giveaway game command. So we'll be passed in the instance of this thing. And we should save a copy of that. And I'm going to say this is enabled. Let's make this always enabled. We're going to save an instance of this. So let's say this dot game equals game. And I will create a read-only property for it. There it is. So we'll be able to reference this as we build and interact. All right. So when the command is executed, let's figure out what that first argument is. It's going to be a verb, or we're not going to receive anything, and we should handle it properly. We should do something with it. So let's do something with it. All right. So let's first say if I don't like it being the full. I like just CMD for command. Thank you. So let's look at arguments as list. And if we don't get any, then let's say game dot. Oh my gosh, here comes Fletcher. 12 raiders from over in Fletcher's stream. Thanks so much for joining us. Good morning, raiders. Thanks so much. My name is Jeff Fritz. We're writing a little bit of code today, and we're building a little giveaway raffle game for a chatbot. It's great to see you. There's Nightshade Dude, Code Phobia, Tale for Gamers. Tale of 4 Gamers, my bad. Fletcher Codes is here. More Clippies, says Lego Lish. Yes, Lego. Lots more Clippies. Always room for Clippies. We have, I think it's just C# Clip now. There he is. He's back. So I want to be able to, I want to put in commands that folks can execute to manage the game from the chatbot. Oh baby, who's got the oh baby? That's neat. Choco Taco. Nice. All right. That's pretty cool. So I want to be able to call things like help on this, so I can let people say, how's this work? How do I get involved with the giveaway? What do I need to know about the giveaway? And then when we actually are ready to trigger the giveaway, we'll go run it over on the actual bot. No, we'll trigger the animation on the actual screen. There we go. All right. So if there are no arguments, I think we should call help over on the game. So let's generate a method over there called help. So over here now, there is an internal void help method. Let's make this public. And we're going to want to pass into this information about the chat service so that we can send a message back. I think that's it. Oh no, I do need to pass in the command if I'm going to trigger the onHelp command here. So let's also pass in the giveaway game command. If I'm following my pattern here correctly. So I want to pass in information about Twitch and then information about this command so that I can trigger it and go in there. New caps? Hey, Smab. I've got my Twilio cap on today, yes. Was Clippy one of the emotes that I had redone? Yes, it is. Much more beardy. Yes, much, much more beardy and with the purple Twitch cap on it. Arms. Oh, my gosh. Love the arms nightshade. I need arms for... I need arms for Gritty. New caps in the chat room. I don't know. Huh? New emotes. Yes. So if somebody sends in a help command, right, that'll come over to... Where'd it go? The giveaway game. So I've got the onHelp command that I'll trigger from here. So let's trigger the onHelp command. So if we say onHelp, pass in the chat service, pass in the command, and then I need to pass in the transition state, which isn't actually transitioning to anything. Which, it's not too bad. Right, we're passing in this, state machine dot transition. Now in the guess game, if I'm doing this right, oh, no. I'm sorry. We fire the trigger that actually calls the onHelp command so that the machine handles it. All right, so let's do this. So machine, fire, and then we're going to trigger the help trigger. We can pass in the two arguments now. Okay, so the first argument is chat service, and the second is the command. And that's it. So now we're walking through here. You now have Wall-E. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. Subscriber icons. Yes, the subscriber icons. Yep, we changed them from coffee cups to hats. Thought it was a little bit more appropriate. Okay, so that'll go through the state machine up here, and it knows to trigger the help command, so the help command will fire here, and it knows the current state of the game. And we're able to interact here and do something. So, what I think we should do is... I think we should check the state of the game, and then if you're a moderator or a subscriber, and output appropriate help message for that. So, let's say switch. Who is that? Inva HB. Thanks so much for the resub. 3 months in a row. Congratulations. I think that puts you into a red cap now. Thank you very much for that, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. Very, very cool. Oh my gosh. All right, so I want to switch on chat service. Or is it on the command? I don't have the user here. Where is it that I got the moderator before? Somewhere before I got... So here's the guess game. Here we go. So it would fire the help trigger, which actually would come through the on help command. Here it is. Command chat user. Right, we had the user exposed on our command. I don't have that here. So I need to expose who fired the command. So let's expose that, which I believe is, yeah, chat user. I'll just call it chat user. Get, and I'll make it a private set, so that when we execute here, I'll say this chat user equals command chat message as chat user. So I get the information about who the user is that triggered the command here. So now, back in the game, here we go, right? I'll be able to say command chat user, there we go. So I can say is broadcaster, is moderator, and I can also check the state of the game. So I think, you know what, let's not check the user, let's check the state of the game. So I believe I'm going to find that under transition. No, I don't want that. Can I get machine.state? There it is. Fantastic. It'll give me giveaway game state. Terrific. All right. So when it is idle, and also, right, I don't care. Now, when it's idle, I want to send a help message. If you're a moderator or a broadcaster, you can open it. So let's say if command chat user is broadcaster or chat user is moderator, let's send a message back. Chat service, whisper message, and I'm going to send this back to the user display name. So that's chat user display name. If it's idle, we want to tell them that they can start the game. They can start the raffle. They can open the raffle for entries. So let's say you can open the raffle for entries by using the open verb. So giveaway like this, open. If you're anybody else, if you're just a, whoever, I don't want to send that information. Thank you for the follow. Sans serif 8 point. Oh, that's a nice font. It's small, but it's a nice font. I can't blame you. I like that. Sans serif is a nice font. when the moderators, actually, you don't have access to this command. On help, and I think we can probably do that for everybody, right? If you're not a broadcaster or a moderator, you don't have access to this command. If not, command user is moderator. Command user is broadcaster. So if you're one of those but somebody else, I think we want to say you don't have access to this command. Return. All right. So I don't need to do anything else down here. If it's idle, because I've already eliminated everybody else, I'm going to whisper this message and be done with it. All right, so now if the state is open, now I think I want to say, if the chat user is a moderator, chat service, whisper, the broadcaster can start the raffle by using the command, by using the start verb like this. Giveaway start. That makes sense, right? Does that sound good? What did I miss there? Oh, I already closed that. There we go. So else, it's going to be the exact same message, except you are the broadcaster, so I'll change this to you can start the raffle. What's the next state we need to identify and handle here? Reward or running. Yeah. There we go. Ha, see that's map. I remember to set the project this time. So if it's running, let's just say to everybody, chat service, whisper message, we'll send, I will announce a winner shortly.
Gotta go pick up kids. See you later.
Oh, thank you so much, DevLead. I appreciate those bits. And I will put that right here. That was DevLead. Very cool. Thank you. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. All right. So if it's running, I'll announce a winner shortly. Giveaway game states. Reward. Actually, I don't think it's going to be in this state for long. I don't think I want to do anything if it's in this state. Yeah. So that's what I'll do on help. Okay. So if somebody calls the help command, we'll do that. So we also need to be able to pass in the help command from over here. So let's say switch command arguments as list 0. So we get these 0 with command. Let's force it to lower so it's easier for us to compare. So when it is help, we'll fire game help and let it do its thing. That's easy. That kind of makes sense. All right. So the next command that we had specified was open. So let's say case open. Sounds like a thing I want to do with some beer. Case open. And we'll pass in that information. Hello. What just happened there? Something just happened here. One second. Okay. Don't need to talk about that. My bad. My apologies. Moving on. What happened there? No, we're good. Okay. We're good. All right. Cannot fall through, so we need to put a break here. So what are we going to have it do when we open the game? So when the game opens, now we've got a method up here. I want to move these down. So I've got all my methods in one place, my public methods. So when we open, we're going to want to trigger the open state, which will change the state of the game, and then we'll be able to behave differently and appropriately, like starting to collect folks' information. So let's do that. Right, so when I called help, I just called machine fire some sort of a trigger and passed in the information. So let's do the exact same thing. Right, instead of set help trigger, let's call this set open trigger. And we will need one of these. Sure, we'll change that to Twitch. Let's change this to CMD. I'm going to rename this to Twitch. I'm going to rename this to Twitch. There it goes. All right, so I need an open trigger. We need to define what this thing is. Set open trigger equals machine set trigger parameters. It's going to receive a chat service, a giveaway game command, giveaway game trigger, open. All right. And we'll want one of those as well. Set open trigger. There we go. All right, so now we have a way to open. Working and lurking today. Hey, good to see you, teal old man. So when it opens, that's something that you can do from idle, right? You can transition, and I'm not actually, when you call help, you're not actually transitioning to a different state. I'm not changing the state. What I can do yeah, I'm not changing state. I'm looking at the guess game. When we called the open trigger, when we opened guesses over here, right? Open trigger. Right there, it's setting it up, saying we need these things. When it called this, it would call when opening from not started. And it returned a new state. On help, we're not returning a new state. Right? Same thing happened here. Set help called the on help command. On help command returned void. Robert Tables, hello, hello. I am having a good day today. Yes, I've got my G Fuel. I'm feeling good. It's a good day. So I'm going to do one of these things where I'm opening from closed, right? This type of interaction. So I'm going to broadcast some sort of a message to the channel, and then I'm going to start taking folks that want to enter. So let's do something like that here. We're going to have an internal transition, and we're going to call this set open trigger. Let's call this when open from idle. And let's create that method so that we can handle this specific circumstance, which I don't think. Ooh, why do we got a red line here? Can I convert from trigger with parameters to what did I miss there? Right, internal transition from did I not? Nope, that's set fine. Set open trigger. What did I miss here? Love the error message here. It's just really hard to read. Can I convert from state machine trigger with parameters, iChat service, to giveaway game trigger? What did I do wrong here? Oh, and I do, you know what? I want to make this dynamically be able to happen. I did this wrong. Okay, hang on. Giveaway game trigger, which is the set open trigger. This is a trigger with parameters right there. So we're dynamically... That doesn't make sense to me. Right, the first parameter here is a giveaway game trigger. Set open trigger is a... no, wait a sec. There's a ton of different ways that you can spin this. Trigger with parameters. There it is. Okay. We're good. All right, so the next is the method to call. Set open trigger when opening from not started. Well, I'm doing when open from idle. And then I'm going to have a method that can decide called can open. Here we go. Now, I don't know why. Robot tables. That's not bad. So when open from idle, this needs to return a state. This needs to return the new giveaway game state. That may help with this a little bit. No. Oh, it doesn't have the parameters here. Interesting. Well, the parameters we know are the chat service and the command. So let me put those in front of this. Does that help? Does that help you a little? No. What doesn't it like about this signature? Oh, the can open needs to have those same parameters as well. Yeah, now it doesn't like that one either. The state machine is back. Looks much more sane. Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm going to call these Twitch just to make it easier to remember. Okay. So when opening from not started takes just those and not the information about the transition. There we go. There we go. Much better. All right. So we're going to decide whether somebody can open, and we said this is going to be either a moderator in the chat room or the broadcaster can open a giveaway, can start a raffle. So I'm just going to return command chat user is broadcaster or command chat user is moderator. If you're one of those two roles, you can open the giveaway. Now, what happens when you do open the giveaway? When open from idle, we want to say we want to broadcast to the channel, right, when we want to start a raffle. Now taking entries for the raffle. Please enter any text in chat to enter, to participate. That's the way that Tony runs hers. Is she asks for, right, emotes, messages, as long as it's PG, right? That's what she says. And I'm going to return a new state. And that new state that we're going to enter is open state. So we're broadcasting. That's the option that we're... Oh my gosh, it's Quill Tony. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There she goes. PG, better not use gritty. Wait. Gritty. The Quill Tony. Yes. That's the option that we're configuring right now. We can change that later. That's to open, not to start the raffle. Not to actually get it running. It's the Quill Tony, and this is the bot for the Quill Tony. Yes. I think this is a good learning sample that we're going through here. So, and we can certainly change that permission later. I think that's right. And actually, thinking this through, the message here for when we're in idle state, when it says you can open the raffle, yeah, I think we're okay there. And we can change that later. Also, you have a blacklist for other bots and such. Lego-lish, that's a good idea. I like where you're thinking. Let's put a note somewhere here so that we remember that. No, not that. Don't do that. Note, we need a blacklist for bots to exclude from the raffle. It's a good idea. Listening on phone, that's okay. Hey, if a mod can do all of it, that frees me up. Maybe that's a configuration we offer later. Let's keep going through this. We can tune this minimum viable interaction here as we go through. All right, so that opens, right? So that just opens it. Now taking entries for the raffle, please enter any text to participate. But this now breaks out of our giveaway game command because the giveaway game command executes whenever you run this command. So now we need to listen and do something additional or use a voice command for it. Genescu, I like that idea too. Because broadcasters, if they can't reach their keyboard, can't reach a Stream Deck or something like that, don't have a way to trigger something like this. So maybe integration with a Google Home or an Alexa device to be able to trigger might be interesting. let's take that as a secondary feature. If you'd like, open a issue in the repository. And the repository is right here. Let's go up to the top of this. Could we make it nice and easy to hook into so people can add that kind of functionality? Absolutely. Yes. I think these commands should be easy to trigger externally. Yeah, oh yeah. All right, so the giveaway game command, now it needs to be able to listen for messages, any kind of message in channel to interact with. Little Dan45, thank you so much for the resub. 5 months! 5! I appreciate that, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. Oh, look at that. It is the blue hat for 3 months. 6 months, it'll go to the red. There we go. Cool. Right? The blue hat is... No. Okay, 6 month is blue. Red is 3 month. Nice. So now we need to start listening for text here. These commands are only triggered, though, by the bot in the... when a command is received. On chat command received. Not when... right, here's all these different things for subscribers, gifted subscriptions. We handle those appropriately to trigger the various interactions with the virtual currency. But we now need to also handle when messages are received. So I think we want to add an extra interface to our command that handles when a text message is received. Physotronic, welcome. Oh, I'm doing fine. We're writing code today, and I'm happy. I'm in my happy place when I'm writing code. I get focused, and we start building cool things together. So let's see. I want to also now handle that when a message is received. So the Twitch lib library that we're using has a client object, and it has these different events that it raises. So I think we need to, in order to handle when Tony says enter some text in chat so you can enter the raffle, we want to handle on chat, not command received. I want to handle like on, is it on, there it is, on message received. There we go. Yep, that's good. So when a message is received, we want to go and find commands that are listening for messages and trigger those appropriately. So right now I have an iBot command. I think I want to also add now an interface. Oh my gosh, Calum with a tier 1. And it didn't read the thing. Yes. Good morning. If it's easier, start it by typing giveaway. Right. We can do that, but we can handle this. We can do the thing. Thanks so much for this sub, and we'll, of course, make a donation to Black Girls Code. I'm going to call this iBot listens to messages. And I'm going to add a method here called message received. Message received. I don't really care what the message is, but it's on that chat service. That's fine. So for now, that's all I need. I just need to implement this little piece. Is there some schedule for Visual Studio discussions? I don't know if you are the one who is organizing them, but I want to talk with each. If you look at the Visual Studio channel, there's an events tab, and they're all planned out, plotted, and scheduled there. So you can go through and set reminders for yourself if you'd like. All right, I'm going to move this out into its own file. There we go. Shoo. Thank you. All right. And my giveaway game command, I will add that second interface. Bot listens to messages. Implement that. So when a message is received, right? And I only want to interact with this when the game state is open. Do I want to do something about this? Not a problem, Physitronic. Have I ever thought of doing a workshop in TDD and testing more difficult things? Things like refactoring your code to remove intertwined interaction and computation. Yes, Gareth. And I've actually been talking to a friend of ours, Andy Schwam, who has a really nice workshop around some of those topics about doing something interesting. I think we can do something around that. So let's see. I want to fail fast. I want to exit this quickly. If game, I want to be able to see the state. So I think I need to make the state visible. So let's make the state visible. Giveaway game state. We'll just call it state. Get. And we will return. Wait a sec. No, not here. I want to go into this. I need to add a property. Here we go. And I'll return the state. David Jacopin, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining me. We're at 5867 followers now. When that number gets to 7,000 before May 1st, I will dye this beard rainbow for the Microsoft Build Conference. And everybody will stare at me. And I will do my damnedest to get backstage during the keynote just to see what and think of one of their PMs with a rainbow beard. One of their program managers. Yeah, that's me. Mihasupan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining. Followed for the rainbow. I need to get a Skittles commercial I can put up here. Taste the rainbow. Thank you for so much. And Walrus, thank you for the follow. Only two Scots? Well, the other usually doesn't hang out backstage during the keynote. He hangs out during rehearsal, but he takes off and goes and does other important .NET things. .NET things. That's a thing. So I've got the state visible there.
And then?
I can go over to my command.
And then?
Check the state now here.
And then?
If that state is... If it's not open, return. Fail fast.
And then?
I hope after so many Bear Rainbow, you will get Skittle to sponsor the channel. So many rainbow beards. You know what? If Skittles wants to, if those folks want to do something, sure, we can do something. Time to make a few hundred dummy accounts. That's against terms of service for me to encourage that kind of behavior. I'd like to see, of course, real folks come over here. So tell your families, tell your friends, tell your pets to join us over here, and maybe they'll learn a little something. We will make an app for them, and they will send a few packages to us. Maybe. The advertising box over there is always open for folks to drop entries in. Sure, we can do that. So if it isn't open, return. If it is open, I want to enter the giveaway. So I would want to say game.enter giveaway. And I'm going to call and pass in Twitch. I'm going to want to pass in chat user dot display name. Here's the user who's entering the giveaway. And let's create that method. So now we have an enter giveaway method over on the giveaway game object. Let's go back to the bot now. And down here, to make sure that we trigger this properly, where was it? On message. Where'd it go? We created, there it is, on message. So now let's find any commands that are listening for the message. For each var cmd in our collection of commands that we know about. So those are commands. You know, we could just do a where on this and be done with it. Let's do that. Let's do this with some link. So link is a way for us to iterate over the objects in a collection, and we can perform different actions. My unicorn wants to see the rainbow beard. She'll follow for sure. David, I didn't know you had a unicorn. That's pretty impressive. I didn't know that. I do.
I drink and I know things.
But I didn't know you had a unicorn.
Oh my.
Display name is just username with capitalization. Yes. 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 Okay. Commands where command is right. I bot listens to messages. So now I've got my where. So I'm only going to pull out those commands that are listening for messages. I should be able to do right? Is it each? No, I can't do an each. Is it to list? And then I can do a for each. So for each one of those, I want to trigger the appropriate method. So I'll say, oh, I need to cast it. Okay. Okay. No. iBot listens to messages, and just to be safe, we'll wrap that with another set of parentheses, and then I can say message received, and then pass in information about Twitch, which is, right? Is that handy? Is that just like right here? This. Yeah. No. Okay. Can I just do that? Is that the thing? Like that? And do one of these? Something like this? Okay. So when a message received, if there are things listening to messages, go call message received. Nice. Okay. You like that I explain as I code? Most streams don't do that. Yeah. You know what, David? And I think that's what sets a lot of the folks on the Live Coders team apart, right? You can find more info about the Live Coders team right below me here on my screen, on my channel. All of us are interested in making sure that you understand what we're doing as we're building things and going along here. It's important because if you don't understand what we're doing, it's why you watch it? You're going to get confused. I always ran into this problem when I was watching folks playing Hearthstone. They'll just grab cards and throw them out on the game surface, and I'm like, why'd you play that card? What's that card good for? What was that card? And there's some extensions and things to help clarify and make sure you understand what the cards are. But I want to hear what the thought process is. Why did you choose to play that card? And that's why I explain things here. Why did I choose to write this code? You know? Hey, Knight. Good to see you. Hello. All right, so I now handle messages and I'll pass them over. So now, when Quill Tony says, enter messages, chats, emotes, anything into the chat room, as long as it's PG, it'll now capture that, and we can enter the giveaway. So what happens when you enter the giveaway? Let's go over here,
And then?
start giving this some sort of an entry here. I started this off with a list here of entrants. Here are the folks that are entering into the giveaway. So we want to be able to get their information. So I'm not changing the state, but I'm putting them into the list of entrants. So let's do that. Let's right? This is easy. This dot entrance dot add, and I only want to add them if they're not already there, and then I need to also handle, just like I think it was Legolish was saying, we need to handle a blacklist for bots and folks to exclude from the raffle. So let's do a quick if entrance contains display name, return. So exit quick. We don't, if it's already there, don't continue. We don't need to do anything more. Otherwise, we're going to add that person. Now we need to get that list of bots, that list of things that we don't want to include, that we want to exclude from our list. You were here last week learning about tech interviews. I was already going through and some support, and the lovely people in chat just wanted to share. You have a few offers, Paloran. No, not that. No, bad, wrong sound effect. Paloran, congratulations. You've got a few offers already, ready to start your next career adventure. Big congratulations to you. All the best in your future career endeavors. That is not an easy step to take. That's amazing. Those types of testimonials mean the world to me. Thank you very much for sharing, Paloran. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to provide this type of this type of community, this type of interaction, so that you can get advice from some folks who are a little bit more well-versed in some of these topics, and you can grow your career and maybe even change your life. That is awesome. Best of luck to you. You'll be mentoring some new coders in your next role. Oh my gosh. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so if the entrant contains the display name return, so we need a blacklist of bots and things to not include here. All right. I think we're going to want some sort of a property up here, and I'm just going to make it a property for right now. It's Thursday, that's why. Never mind. So private, we'll make this a read-only. Read-only? Sure. Now let's just make it an array. Blacklist entrance. And let's put some entries on here, like the Quiltoni bot, stream elements bot, night bot, what is it? The Fritz bot, static string maybe. Well, so giveaway game is a singleton, so I don't really need to have a static here. Need to do that. There we go. Let's just start with that list for now, and we'll make that configurable in the future. But I like where you were thinking, Micron. That was the right idea. This is a static list that isn't going to change. We really want it to be more like a constant, but because it's an array can't be a constant in C#. So we do want it to be read-only. You're right. The Naked Flame, hello. Good to see you. So now I can say down here, if blacklist entrance contains display name, let's make sure to lower invariant, return. So now if it's right now, we're not going to include those folks who are not on the list. We're only going to include those folks who aren't on the list. And I think that's, there we go. So that should take care of that. Now they're entered into the giveaway. All right. You just subscribed. Did it work? So David, at the top of the chat, if you may need to refresh your browser, at the top of the chat, there'll be a button that says share with your subscription. Has anyone got any recommendations for ReSharper alternatives? Yeah, what parts are you looking for? My friend Mark Miller, also a live coder, would suggest CodeRush. That's an amazing plugin that'll do that. A lot of folks I'm hearing are saying Visual Studio 2019 provides a lot of the functionality that they would have used from ReSharper. All right, so that'll open the raffle. Pretty good analyzers if you're just looking for refactoring. Yeah. Now I also need to add, I don't have an idle here yet. I'm going to just comment that out so it doesn't break. All right, so we've got it open. Now we need to actually start the raffle. And here's where we're going to do that connection out to the user interface. We could also put a blacklist into JSON. Yes, Stelzy. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Be able to have here in app settings, right? Right, we have maybe a section that says giveaway game and then blacklist, and then there's the list of blacklist accounts. Yes. I completely agree. All right, we don't need the state. We're over here in the game. So now we need to be able to trigger actually starting this. So starting it was going to be the command giveaway start. So let's put that in now. In the giveaway game command. So when we're executing here, right? So now we have help, open, case, start. Game dot, no, not state. Start, Twitch, this. Okay, so now we need to teach it what the start command is. Triggering the giveaway. Nice, thank you. Rosalind analyzers? Yep. Awesome. I have one question about coding that I don't understand. Can someone please explain to me why we use them? It just looks like a reminder. Hey, you need to implement this method here. The analyzers. So this is an analyzer that's actually firing over here. It's a way for you to kind of get a hint, a push to say, you may want to make this change in order to write better code. Things like formatting your code better. So. Oh, interfaces. Why do we use interfaces? Okay. Interfaces give us a way to specify a common interaction between all of our different code elements. So, for example, I defined an interface here called iBot command. We typically start our interfaces with an I, so that when we just look at the names of our objects inside of the library, it's easy to tell which ones are the interfaces. iBot command. Okay. Some folks are of the mindset that you don't need to put the I in front of it because you don't really care that it's an interface or not. And when it's important for you to know that it's an interface, you'll find it. Whatever. I'm okay with folks knowing that it's an interface. So what this lets me do is, in this bot, I have different commands that all implement that same interface. They all behave the same way. They all have the ability for you to execute and specify what's the command that actually triggers this command, right? So what this does then is force all of my commands to have the same execute method, the same signature, the same method here, so that from within the actual bot, which I don't see open right now. That's okay, I'll go open it again. When I'm ready to go and say, hey, we need to execute a command because we received a command, we heard a command from the chat room, let's go find it. I have this collection of these commands. Leviani, thanks so much for the resub. 5 months in a row and counting. Thanks so much, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. So I can go find, well, which command has that command text? Because they all have a command text. And I know they all have the ability to execute. Great. I have the same signature. I can go find exactly that command, and I can say execute, and I know that it'll have that behavior. No, that's weird. Oh, you know what? No. So David, you should have seen a little a sub button at the top of the chat box that you can click and get it to work. All right. So that's how and why I use interfaces. Instead of just coding a class without an interface gives you the ability to do nifty things like dependency injection. Yes. Yes. There we go. Dander119. Yeah, we'll support Black Girls Code, and it didn't. It says you're a sub in the channel, didn't show where. So refresh the browser, David, and it'll be up at the top of the chat room. You'll see a little bar that appears there that says you just subbed to the channel, and you can click a share button there, and it'll pop a message into chat and trigger all the events. Yep, you have to click the share button for it to show up. And that share button only appears when you refresh. All right, so now we're going to start the command. Tried that. I don't know. So we have the ability to enter the giveaway. So now start, we're going to trigger a start interaction. Okay. That's not bad. We can do this. Okay. So I need a trigger for starting. So I'll just create another trigger. And this will be set start trigger. And we'll configure this. Oops. And we'll call this set start trigger. Giveaway trigger. And this is going to be start. Okay. So now, machine configure giveaway game state dot open. So when we're open, on entry, well, I'm not really gonna. Well, actually, I'm not changing anything. You want to code for a year's sub at a meetup? Neat. You say that interface gives me the possibility to change one thing at one place instead of doing it many times. No, that's a... The interface allows you to define a common signature for your objects that they will all have, and then you can depend on that always being there. And then you can later replace that with something different if you pass that interface object. You define interface and methods inside. You put interface on classes, but each class can have different implementations of that method. How can you change all of them if they're implemented in a different way? So now you're talking about a base class. If you have a base class that things inherit from, there you go, David. There it is.
David Jacobin just subscribed.
Yeah, there it is. Thanks so much for the sub, and we'll make that donation to Black Girls Code. There you go. Now you got your purple hat. When you have and it was a tier 2. Oh, thanks so much. On entry into this. You know what? Maybe I put... Where did it go? I had... There's the enter giveaway. When open from idle. Now taking entries. Maybe I put this broadcast. Yeah. Let's take... All right, hang on. On entry, I have some sort of an action that I want to call. I don't really have anything that I'm doing. I'm going to have, my transitions out of here. I'm going to have set help trigger here too. Set help trigger on help command. C# Josh, thank you so much for that resub. 4 months. Yeah, we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code for that. Okay. And then I also want to permit a dynamic, permit dynamically, going on to the next one. Set start trigger from open. Just when starting. Can start. Okay. So we need a when starting method here, which is going to be the same signature as this. Right? When starting. Okay. Now, this is when it gets fun. Hey, Stool Penner. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm not returning anything. I'm just going to return the new state. I'm going to flip this into running, and then I'll set a method so that when we enter running state, we actually go and start the animation and all the things. Oh, I'm doing great, Stool Penner. Thanks for asking. We're working on a little game for our bot here. So the start method now, right? And let me move this down with our other public methods. Down here, I want to make you, stop it, public, there we go. So, public, I'm going to say machine, fire, set start trigger, and we're going to pass in Twitch. No, I want this to be just CMD. There we go. So now we're firing and we're getting into start mode. All right. So when start happens, so let's go back up here. Oh, we need a can start. Yes. Who can start? Right? Which is going to have the same signature as, and actually it's very similar to can open, but different. Private bool can start. Chat service Twitch. Giveaway game command CMD. And this time, where's Cool Tony? Is she still listening? I think she's listening. She might be out there. She might not. That's okay. This is where we're going to say only the broadcaster can start. So we're going to return CMD chat user is broadcaster. Only the broadcaster is allowed to start. So that's what this permit dynamic if says. So when we're open, you can trigger the start only if you're the broadcaster. All right. That's a default implementation, Steve, and I'm not sure if it made the final definition of C#8. But that was definitely something they were talking about putting in there. And it is not always a good thing to do. No. You can confuse a lot of people if you start doing that. Let me look at my schedule here. And let's see. How are we doing? Oh, we got plenty of time if we want to keep... Oops. Oops. I'm supposed to be meeting with... with some folks right now. Yep, they're halfway through it already. Hey, Chef Brent is here. You like the hat? You like that? Yeah, that's a pretty nice hat. That's a pretty nice hat. Which... we could do a Twilio integration thing here. Let's take this as an idea. Maybe there's a way to have a giveaway send someone a text message when they've won. We'll come back to that later. So the next state that we need to configure, because we just changed state with this when starting, is right. Not this one. When starting, we're changing it to running state. So we need to configure the running state. Configure giveaway game state dot running. On entry, we need to notify now our interface, our animation. Okay, time to go. Here the giveaway is running now, right? So let's call this trigger running animation. All right. Internal transition. There is a help. Always a help. Gotta have help. And then we're gonna have a message come back to this when it's done running and it's selected a winner. It's almost April. Yeah, you got to get going here. Somebody made a promise, Chef Brent, that he'd get his live coding stream running. So we need a trigger running animation method. Let's generate that. And what do we do? What does this do when we trigger the running animation? Well, stop it. Now we need to reach out, call an HTTP API that actually will do... Yeah, you did promise. Yeah. That'll actually start the animation. Yeah. And that's going to be coming off of this API over here. Now, I can create an API method on this. Right now, we have notification hub sitting here. We really only need one hub because we can trigger it with all kinds of things. And at some point, I'm going to need to secure this. And that's going to be a whole nother step. No one is watching that, though, right? Sure, it's fine. Shut up.
And you blew it!
Yeah, I blew it. I could have a method here on the SignalR hub that we attach to. And then I could pass in, here's the list of folks, and then let it do its selection. Do the selection on the page, on the animation page. I feel like there's a series of steps here that are going to happen. But the animation page already knows what it is. Hey, the Michael Jolly. Hello, good morning. Let me do that on the animation page directly. We can start wiring up over here. Yeah. So from within the bot, I'm either going to need an HTTP client so I can call the API and then send that message over. I think we should do that. Let's put another controller out here so we know where to call. Add class. Yep, class. And let's make this a giveaway game controller. And we'll have this receive that message and then post it back out. That way I don't have to have any SignalR clients in there. Leviani, it's 5:20 in the afternoon there. Oh my gosh. Or I'm guessing you're in Eastern Europe. Nice. All right. Very cool. I'm going to implement base controller here. No. No. I'd like to implement a base controller, please. Controller base. Fine. Got it backwards. And I will put API controller on this. So I had a real problem earlier in the week. This Shopify controller that we have here, I was implementing API controller. And if you're using ASP.NET Core 2.1 and later, you probably should implement API controller because it automatically does things like verify model binding for things that are being passed into it, like here. It doesn't log issues with that model if it fails model binding. Central Europe. Nice. And we got the new emotes. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Did they approve the other one? No, don't say it there. I need to respond to something. All right. Did I show the singing clips? I did see that, yes. How could I miss that? There's no way to log that, correct. There is no way to log that directly from here. That feels like a miss. The way to log it, though, is you have to create a Steve Fabian. Thanks so much for that resub. Yeah, 3 months. Very cool. I appreciate that, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. The way to log this is you have to write a filter and apply it and do all these things to make that happen. I can't just go into this and be like log errors true. Right? I can't do that. Right? Log descriptive errors. There's nothing like this. So the API controller swallows it. Or you can write a whole bunch of code to build a filter to go and do these things, which not hard to do, but honestly, that's easier for me to do. And to just write this out. So that's what I ran into, and that was my experience. The other thing that this runs into is because you use API controller here with the model binding, it returns a 400 error. 400 and information and very nicely formatted problem details message about here's the problem that was with what you posted. Azure Application Insights, Azure App Service don't log that response at all. So while it's a really nicely formatted response, I can't see what that error is. So what do I do? I wrote my own. I mean, I literally wrote 5 lines of code, and I've got the functionality so I can see exactly what's going on there. Would be sweet if you could pass it an injected logger on top of that. Yes, and I am passing an injected logger into this class already, so it was easy for me to say, well, just use that, log the error. Here it is. Boom. And then return that same bad object request result so it gets all the appropriate formatting. That's okay. That works fine. For my money, debugging-wise, this doesn't do anything. And also, because it returns a 400 and it doesn't throw an exception and halt processing, you can't do snapshot debugging with it. If I can't do snapshot debugging with it, I'm kind of... that's a non-starter for that feature when I turn on API controller capabilities. So the team knows about these things now, and they'll figure out what they want to do to improve the experience. All right. So where was I? So I added giveaway game controller. I don't know if I want a post or a get method here. And I need to validate somehow that, yes, you passed in the appropriate information. So I think I want to do some sort of a validation. For right now, to get this off the ground, let's have this an iAction result. We'll put it on get. We'll change it to a post in the future so we can inspect headers and all kinds of things here. Let's receive, right? So if you look at the Shopify controller, right? This receives, here it is, iHub context, so that it knows how to interact with that. So let's create a constructor. And let's receive information about the hub, right? This is a signal construct, so we know how to reach out to it. Yep, and I need another using statement there. Thank you. What's that? Teal Old Man! 5 subs to friends in the chat room. Oh my gosh, that is so generous of you. Thank you so much. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code for each one of those subs. Atlas Attack, Pasa Kahur, I hope I pronounced that right. Shadow Gaming B5, Fletcher Codes, and Stool Penner. Congratulations. You've all got subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you very much, Teal Old Man. That is very generous. And like I said, we'll make donations to Black Girls Code. Yeah. So let me save this hub context. And generate. Yeah, it's a field. What I can do now then is hub context clients all. And I'll notify, I will, yeah, it's all. Right? There we go. So there's an order received method that they handle right now. I'm going to expand that notification. So it's not just order received. I'm also going to add, and it's kind of an abuse of this interface. Let's make a new interface. No, I'll abuse the interface and then we'll rename it later. Start raffle. No, let's call it run raffle. And we'll need to pass in actually a collection of the entrants, right? Something to be cozy as you eat your lunch. What? Oh, look at that. That is so nice. Wowie wow. You know what? So I'm going to change this to a post. And I'll pass in a collection of entrants. Let's make sure that those come in from the body. Okay. So I should be able to say run raffle and pass in the entrance. Cool. And then I'll return, well, run raffle is a task. So let's make this async. Async. Typing. You can tell I do it every day. All right, so now I can say await on this. Good. And then I will return OK. All right. So now we're sending a notification to the connected client that says run the raffle. Do I ever code Easter eggs in my bots? No. Scott doesn't do that. Do one of these. Do this. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Twitch. There we go. Where was I? I don't know what you're talking about. If you type up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, you automatically win. Actually, Knight, you don't just win, you win 30 times. Let's see here. Where was I? I was doing a thing. All right, so we're going to notify to run the raffle. All right, so let's go over to the page, and this is where the fun part begins. No, don't go over to the page yet. We have to connect to this. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I need to go back to the game. Not there yet. Not there yet. Where'd the game go? The game. Here it is. I need to notify the animation, the controller, to do the thing. Now, right now, there's a URL that's kind of lobbed in there that I'm using. I'm going to create an HTTP client on the fly on this. I know that's kind of a bad thing, but I think we're okay. And I think I need to also make this an async task. Is that going to fly with... Yeah, here we go. Need to make this on entry async. Okay, that works. Right? Okay, good. So let's using var client equals new HTTP client. Oh yeah, I'm leaving that command in there. And some point, some way, someday, Tony won't find it.
And then?
All right, here we go. Missile veins at PAX East. Nice. Let's see here. So I'm going to say client dot. It's going to be post async. I need to specify the request URI. Where am I going to? I'm going to. I think it's HTTP. It might have an S. No, it is an S. Quiltony relay Azure websites.net, and we're going to go to what did I call it? Not Shopify. Giveaway game controller. So it's going to be giveaway game. I need to put a path on this, right? HTTP post. No, we're good there. API controller, and then route API slash control. Oh my gosh, controller. So I get the route there, right? Right. API slash. Yeah, I did it right. I remembered it. Okay, so I'll be able to go to not just that. There we go. So I'm going to post to that, and what am I going to put in the body? No. The value, there it is. The value that will be placed in the request's entity body. Bingo. This is going to be the entrance and to array. Why don't you like that? Can I convert from string to content? Well, it's not just content. I need a media type formatter. All right. Media, yeah. Media type formatter. Yep, give me one of those. Sure. Default value for type. Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna like that. The music in the background is a loop. Yes, it is. It's about 25 minutes long. About the same length as a Pomodoro if you do the Pomodoro technique. IDKFA. What else can we do here? Not a cancellation token. I want to get it into JSON. Right, I'd love to just say, here, it's in JSON format. How do I force it into JSON format? Is there a JSON media type formatter? There we go. Do I have to new one of those up? All right, there we go. So now I can await one. Cool. All right, so now it's going to post into giveaway game the entrance. Fantastic. When it's done, it'll dispose of the client, and away we go. What is the Pomodoro technique, asks Namosri. Pomodoro technique is a way for you to stay focused and try and get tasks done. And it's named after the tomato-shaped timers that folks have in their kitchens. Set it to 25 minutes, focus on a task, and only on that task for those 25 minutes. Whether it's writing code or cleaning up something, whatever. When the timer goes off, stop. Whatever it was that you're doing. Take a 5-minute break. Go do something. Get a beverage, go to the restroom, whatever. But rest your mind. If you need to continue, set that timer for another 25 minutes and get ready to go again. Yeah. There you go. 25 and 5. Okay. Then why'd you ask? Trying to figure out if the bot knows what it is? Yeah. The music is about the same length as a Pomodoro for the Pomodoro technique. It's about 25. It is. It's Italian for tomato. There you go. All right. So that's all I need to do to trigger the animation. So now I can go over to my animations page over here. Uh-oh. I'm not going there. Giveaway game controller. So we're triggering a method called run raffle. So we need to have that same method available inside of my controller over here. So let's define run raffle. And it's going to receive a collection of entrants. And this is JavaScript. It doesn't know what entrance is. Let me fix that tabbing and spacing. There we go. All right. So now I can build the animation and do the thing. Super buffery internet today. Really? It's got to be on your end. It's looking pretty good here. Going out to Twitch. You prefer classic, Mozart, Beethoven? That's not weird. Not at all. If that makes sense for you, great. Absolutely. So I think this is where I'm going to leave off. Is the run raffle here is... It's going to trigger the animation. Trigger music. And then randomly select a winner. Let's do the randomly select a winner bit here first. And actually, let's just do this. Select winner. Var the winner equals. And then we can pass that information back to SignalR who the winner is.
And then
Send it into the bot. so that it knows here's who the winner was. All right, so the winner, select winner. Let's see here. Let's go down here. Let's create a method called select winner. We should do something with the entrance. Let's pass those in. Now we're going to want to shuffle the Palpatine technique. It's when you don't focus, you get shocked. Hey, Clark Gaio. Good afternoon. Good to see you. We want to shuffle. There's a random method here in JavaScript. I see some of my friends in the stream team are talking about the new squad streaming. We did a little squad streaming yesterday with Fairy Wings and Imperial Girl, and that was very, very, very cool. You don't need 25 minutes for a pizza. Oh. So randomly select a winner, and we'll write some code to do that. And then we need to send that in, and we need to return that. Return the winner. We'll send it back from here to SignalR. Right, there's like a invoke or something here, right? Send the winner information back to the SignalR hub for distribution to the bot. And then when the bot receives it, we'll go and send it out. That means the overall chat sentiment. Yes. Well, okay, so all right, so there's this that you see right here. The smiley is the sentiment of the most recent chat messages it's evaluated. The number there is the percent sentiment over the last 5 minutes. 100 is extremely positive, 0 is extremely negative. And then the arrow is how it's trending over the last minute compared to the 5 minute. Applying Pomodoro technique to pizza baking. You're depressed. Don't do that. The Brady Gaster is here. Oh my gosh. Whoa! Hello. Yes. What? Sorry to use chat as Google, but does anyone know offhand how to export Visual Studio settings to import on a fresh install? So Paloran, it'll actually remember your settings. When you log into the other setting, the other place, with your ID, it'll import them automatically. Your formulaic summation of mathematical... Oh, dear Lord. Clark IO, thanks so much. Yeah, new emotes. I appreciate that. Brady, what the heck are you talking about?
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Come on, Gaster. Marbles. I need to sign off. I need to grab some lunch and get over to my next meeting. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I think we need to raid. Let's see here. Were those emotes approved? They were not. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to set up a raid. We're going to raid. And I know he's broadcasting right now. Right? Let me double check. I want to raid another one of our live coding streamers. Oh yeah, he's live. Let's do this. I'm going to save off what we have here. I'm going to continue working on this later today because we need to get this done sooner than later. Damn gosh. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. For the individual, you can export them from the installer. Yes. Namasri, I'm becoming more pessimistic about the giveaway. I don't think it's. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I'm disappointed. I'm trying real hard to lock that down, but I'm not there yet. All right. Started work on the giveaway game. Actually, let's put this in its own branch. Feature giveaway game. Now commit. Started work on the game. Nope, did it wrong. There it was. Giveaway game. Fantastic. All right. Let's wrap up. So we started on this giveaway game. This is going to do a raffle that folks will be able to use to give away, and we'll different things. And our canonical example, Cool Tony, is going to be using this to give away pixels, her currency that she has on her stream. And this is going to be a great example that we're going to be able to use. We'll be able to reference later as we continue to build this out. A C# bot tattoo at 10K. I don't know. That might be a little too much. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I want to set up a raid. I don't know if you guys have seen this streamer, but he deserves a little bit of our attention. He is an amazing streamer. He's also a member of the Live Coders team, and he's working on an integration between Twitch and Minecraft right now. This is insta fluff. So here's what I want to do. Here's our raid call. Check it out. There's the raid bots. Grab one of those two lines, copy it onto your clipboard, get ready. We're going to go over and we're going to see insta fluff, and we're going to have a great time learning all about the great stuff that he's working on with Minecraft and Twitch. Fluff is great. He is amazing. All right? Let him know we're coming. Have a good time when we get there. This video will be archived and available on YouTube a little bit later this week. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have a couple more features done on this. But tomorrow, our guest will be Fairy Wings. And we're going to continue this extension of SignalR and a bot to make a cheer bar that builds out chainmail live inside the interface. It's going to be really cool. We're going to teach Fairy how to build that, and we're going to have a ton of fun. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Say hi to InstaFluff for me, and we'll see you next time. Take care.